Hey, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my photo chats. So today I want to talk about a camera that I've talked about many times before. But I had a Nikon D610 go down last year when I was working at the school and I was shooting that volleyball game or some kind of a dodgeball game and the camera went out. Well, I picked up another one. And this D610 has a battery grip. See, I'm not a real mirrorless person because I don't really like looking into a viewfinder that shows me an electronic video screen. I like seeing the real world through an optical viewfinder because, probably just because I'm traditionally used to that. And I like what I'm used to. And I think we all do that. But that Nikon D610, I put a 50mm 1.4D lens on it, or autofocus lens on it. And it has the battery grip. Let me tell you where I got that. The University of Colorado has a surplus store. And they run weekly auctions. They have stuff in store. And I walked in one day and they had 3 D610s. No batteries. No real returns. But they were classified as working when they were taken out of service at the school. And I said, well, I have a camera in my car. I have a battery. And I have a card. Can I put the camera together and can I make a photo with each one of them? And I did. And they were marked $325. And the first one I put a card into, I pulled the card, did one in the second camera, pulled that card, put one in the third camera. And then I checked shutter count. You can go shuttercount.com or whatever the URL is. It's just, if you Google shutter count, it'll give you a way. You can put the card into the computer and it'll tell you, based on the last picture you took, you upload a JPEG, it'll tell you how many shutter actuations that camera has. And the first one had 75,000 actuations, which isn't so bad because the cameras are rated to probably about 150. And then the second one had around 79,000, which again isn't so bad. The camera will probably last a long time. But the third one was at 1,600. That's the one I'm going to buy. And it came with the battery grip. So I have the vertical battery grip, which I didn't always have that on all my other 610s. But I like this. I like a big, beefy camera. I like a camera that gives me a vertical trigger. And it's inexpensive. When you look at the price of new cameras these days, the fact that surplus stores have them. Do you know about surplus stores in your area? Are there any colleges that have a liquidation area? I think if you go to govdeals.com, there's actually a place where different entities, maybe government, maybe schools, all put their auction items, and that's where they list their auction items. And sometimes you can find a deal in a place that you don't expect to find a deal. I didn't know they were going to have cameras there. I thought it was just a place for like maybe furniture and desks, and they have all kinds of stuff there. And now I have a D610 with a very low shutter count to keep my Nikon DSLR line working. I have a few of these now. I have a couple of D750s I use professionally, and I'm really quite set up for any kind of a shoot that I want to go on, and I have enough DSLRs that I could cover anything. I could take 2 D750s and two D610s as backups now, and I still have plenty to work with. They're all 24 megapixel cameras. They all are plenty of megapixels for what kind of work I do as a commercial photographer. But those deals are out there. This came from a surplus store. And your college might have a surplus area. You just have to find out about it. And when you do, you might find that there's some pretty good deals. 1,600 shutter count. That was a sweet one. I didn't know I was going to find that. But when I'm doing those tests, okay, that's the one I won for sure. All right, that's Ace Photography Talk. Hey, if you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon. Thanks to all my supporters. I appreciate you. I'll be back next week. We'll talk more photography. As always, here's the good light.